Will the price of gold push down to 1870 this week? Let's talk about it in this week's Forex forecast. All right, guys, as usual, starting things off with the US dollar index. The past week, the banks added 1.5 thousand longs, and they also got rid of 201 short positions. Remember, if you want this call report spreadsheet and trade along with the banks as well, check it out. Link to the description down below to Patreon where you can get lifetime access. So looking at the DXY weekly chart here, we were talking about this double bottom reaction off of weekly demand and how we were kind of expecting the dollar to actually push up from this weekly demand. And in my opinion, all signs are pointing that, we will possibly push up to 110 on the dollar again. There's really no evidence that we're going to be seeing anything do anything different. So looking at the daily chart here, we actually lost the momentum. We talked about that in last week's forecast. And you just look, the momentum to the upside is very strong on the daily chart right now. I was expecting price to pull back to this daily demand to fuel up for a bigger move up. So I am kind of still expecting this to take place. But for now, we are not seeing anything like that take place. And I've been talking to the Diamond members as well. I was saying, guys, we have 4-hour uptrend, 1-hour uptrend. There's no sign that this is turning around, so we just need to continue to trade long. Now, since we have a 4-hour and 1-hour uptrend, we need to be trading long accordingly as far as the time frames go, which means when we have a 4-hour and 1-hour uptrend, you usually want to be looking for longs on day trading timeframes only, which include like a 1 minute, maybe a 5 minute and a 15 minute as well, because of the nature of the 1-hour and the 4-hour trends. So as long as these 4-hour and 1-hour trends are in play, we need to continue to look for longs on the DXY, but be careful. Like I said, we could definitely pull back to daily demand at 101.789 before we go any further. So if we do lose trend on the 1-hour and then the 4-hour chart, I would be expecting price to come all the way back down to 101.789 on the daily. All right, guys, on to the forecast for the Euro US dollar. The past week, the banks got rid of 8.6 thousand longs, and they also added 4.6 thousand shorts. Remember, if you guys are liking this video so far, I would appreciate a like and subscribe if you are new. Looking at the Euro weekly chart here, we have officially pulled back right into this weekly demand again. Now remember, as you can see, guys, this demand was tested very deeply and it was very poor quality demand as it was. I actually was not expecting this demand to hold. So now that we have contacted it again, here's what I'm expecting. I am expecting to actually rally from this demand zone. And from there, what I think is going to take place is we will most likely rally from that weekly demand zone to the upside. So I am expecting the euro to continue up, maybe to this daily supply at 1.09. So that is kind of the move I'm expecting on the euro. Now, who knows? I could be wrong. We could just end up just completely falling down from there. Who knows? But I'm hoping we push up to this daily supply because that'd be a great entry for a potential short trade as we come off that daily supply like that. So as a swing trader, that is what I'm looking for on the Euro US dollar. But like I said, guys, we need to continue to look for shorts because why? Well, we have a 4-hour and a 1-hour downtrend. Now on the 1-hour chart, we had 1-hour supply right here. I actually pointed this zone out to the Diamond members in the daily market breakdown. Not really a zone I would have been comfortable trading at, but what a trade from that zone. So now I'm really not seeing any fresh areas of supply, at least in the 1-hour chart. We do have some sort of supply right here, but it's very, very low quality. So all I'm really seeing on the 4-hour chart for the most near-term supply zone is this 4-hour supply at 1.077. So if we get a move to this 4-hour supply, this could be an area where you look for a 15-minute confirmation trade to the downside. And then let's say we actually break that supply. Well, that's no problem because like I said, like I pointed out on the daily chart, then that is an indication if we do break this supply, that is an indication that we're pulling back to daily supply at 1.09 where we can get an even better short entry. So that's what I'd be looking for on the euro. In my opinion, guys, there's no reason to be going in long on this pair right now. Yeah, you could catch a long, you could catch the bottom and get a nice move off of it. But I would at least wait for a 4-hour or a 1-hour uptrend to begin before we even consider getting in long. And remember, guys, it's sketchy because of the daily supply above. All right, on to the forecast for gold. XAU USD, the past week the banks got rid of 19,000 longs and they got rid of 19 shorts. Pretty funny. Anyways, looking at the weekly chart here, just like I talked about in the intro, will we be going down to weekly demand at 1870? I've been talking about this for a while. We're at the high of gold right here, 1, 2, 3. So we were expecting some downward pressure. Now, Will we push all the way down to 1870? I don't know. There's really no way to tell in this weekly chart. That's why we're going to go down to the lower time frames and see. But if we do push down to 1870, I think this is a fantastic, potential dip buying opportunity for a swing trade on gold to go to all-time highs again on gold. So as far as the weekly chart goes, that's what I'm waiting for as a swing trader. Now, onto the daily chart, we are starting to see some evidence that we are pulling back to 1870, which is down here. Now, as far as the daily chart goes, we are left with fresh daily supply and fresh demand down below. This demand is decent. It's not the best quality demand as the basing is very strange, but I think we could see a move off of the zone at 1930. So if we do push down to this daily demand at 1930, we could be looking for potential day trading longs in there on a 1 hour chart, or sorry, not day trading longs, but potential 1 hour longs. If we do push up to this daily supply and you are expecting gold to rally down to 1870, this daily supply could be used for confirmation trades to the downside on like a 1 hour chart or even day trading timeframes. So that's what I'd be waiting for on gold. I do think, if we do push down to 1870, like I said, I think we are going to struggle to get through this this area. I do not think this will just be a straight shoot down unless maybe some major news comes out or something like that. But if no major news comes out, I think we will actually have a hard time actually getting down to 1870, although I think we will. As far as the lower time frames go, we have a 4 hour downtrend, 1 hour downtrend. So as far as trading it goes now, I mean, the only zone I'm really seeing, guys, is this 1 hour supply zone here at 1969, which is also located inside that daily supply. So that would be my area for potential shorts. For longs, like I said, we need to wait for like 1930 to be hit, that daily demand, before we even consider getting in long. And then if we actually break this daily supply and go a little bit further, at about 2006, we do have some sort of daily selling and 4 hour supply as well. So we could actually see a move off of that supply zone. But as far as gold goes now, guys, for longs, we need to wait for 1930 to be hit, in my opinion, or 1870 for a bigger move. And as far as shorts, guys, like I said, I think waiting for 1970, 1969 is actually the best option for potential short trades. So hopefully that makes sense on gold. And as far as the members, they've been doing great on gold. They've been absolutely killing it on gold. And if you guys want to join the membership, here are all the membership options. Keep in mind, I will be deleting the bronze membership pretty soon because I will be adding to the diamond membership. So the most recent membership I added was the diamond membership, where I go over my daily market breakdowns. So if you actually head over to my Instagram, go to my profile and click on the trades highlight, you can see a lot of the trades that I've pointed out to the members in the diamond membership daily market breakdown videos. And I also have lifetime access. So if you guys are a serious trader and you actually want to learn, I would love to work with you guys and help you guys build a trading strategy using supply and demand. So if you are a serious trader, check it out. Links in the description down below. If you want to learn, I'd be more than happy to work with you guys and for you guys to join the team. All right, on to the forecast for the USD JPY. The past week, the banks added 23,000 longs, and they also added 7.2 thousand shorts. Looking at the weekly chart, where are we headed here? Well, I mean, to me, it's obvious. We're headed up to about 146.197 to this weekly area of supply. This definitely could be an area where we get a potential swing trade off of to the downside. So definitely would keep it on your chart, although it's not the best looking supply zone. I'm actually going to tighten it up a little bit there. So that's where I think we're headed, although there is some sort of selling right here. So expect maybe one red day in the USD, but this weekly chart's looking very similar to the DXY, except for the DXY will be more down here. So this is looking strong. So as far as trading the USD goes now, well, let's look at the daily chart. If we do get, there's actually daily supply right here. If we do get a move down to 136, which I understand, guys, that is a pretty big move, this is definitely an area that I'm interested in for potential swing trade off of that daily demand. So as far as the daily chart goes, that's what I'd be waiting for. I know a lot of you guys don't want to wait for that, and I totally get it. So as far as trading it goes now, really the only thing I'm seeing, guys, is this 4 hour demand at 138.69. If we do push down to this demand zone, it could be an area where you look for a potential confirmation trade on a lower time frame, like a 5-minute or a 50-minute chart coming off that 4 hour demand. So that's really the only zone I see. So that's really the only potential trading setup that I see in USDN. Remember, guys, I would look to take profits at about 146.6. But remember, daily supply is almost in control now. So expect, like I said, maybe 1 red day or 2 red days here in the USDN. GBP USD forecast. The past week, the banks got rid of 8.1 thousand longs and they got rid of 7.1 thousand shorts. Looking at the weekly chart, we are pulling back, reacting off of that downward trend line. Not surprised to see that at all. Now, I don't think we're going to pull all the way back to weekly demand. I think we could actually just see this thing start to turn around again. We're going to have to go down to the lower time frames to see what's taking place. Now, the pound does look pretty similar to the euro. I pretty much would ignore this daily demand. Yeah, we could see a move off of it, but it's very, very low quality. So we have daily supply up here. It could be an area where you look for potential shorts for swing trading opportunities. But like I said, like I always say, I know a lot of you guys aren't really all swing traders. You guys are day trading. You guys are day trading a lot, and I'll be straight up with you guys. I see no day trading opportunities in here right now as far as zones. But just looking at my top right screen and my bottom right screen, we have 4-hour downtrend and 1-hour downtrend. So what does that mean? Well, it means day trading shorts are definitely okay right now. So you know, to put it simple, looking at this 1-hour chart, I wouldn't really be focusing on any of these 1-hour supply zones because they're pretty much all tested. So I would wait for new, fresh 1-hour supply zones, which I'll have on my chart for the members, and then you can maybe look to potentially trade those short. Also, since we have a 1-hour downtrend, 4-hour downtrend, you could just be on a 5-minute, 50-minute, 1-minute chart, even just looking for potential short trades to kind of just trade with this overall downtrend. I don't go down to those lower time frames, but you definitely can. So right now, I'm just trying to show you guys, you know, the overall market structure, at least on the 4-hour, and the 1-hour chart is down. So we need to be trading short on day trading time frames only. But who knows? We could actually start to see the pound rally up. But for swing trading, we need to wait for some daily zones to potentially be hit for potential swing trading opportunities. The Canadian dollar, USD CAD, my home country. The past week, the bank got rid of 2.5 thousand longs and they got rid of 8.1 thousand shorts. Looking at the weekly chart here, could not break this weekly support level. Still looking for that larger move down to weekly demand. Now, as far as trading the USD CAD goes, there's something definitely very interesting here. If you look at the daily chart, we are definitely just going sideways here, so really not the best time to actually be trading this one. But for me personally, I will be looking for shorts in this purple supply zone at 1.37. So if price does come down to there, we definitely could look for shorts. Now, who knows? We could actually push down to this daily demand at 1.35 first, where we could get in long for the move up to supply. So I would pretty much have these two zones mapped out on your charts, and you could pretty much just swing trade from these daily zones. I personally think we will be going much lower on the USD CAD in the kind of the midterm, so that's why I'm more interested in this purple zone rather than looking for a long up to the purple zone. But just wanted to point out this demand as well. And as far as day trading goes, really not a whole lot going on here, guys. We already had the reaction off my 1-hour demand zone that I pointed out last night to the Diamond members, so the trade's already taken place. That's why it's important to get the daily market breakdown, guys. Just putting it out there. I mean, you know, there's not always a trade setup for me to point out on Friday like I'm doing. But a lot of times they come up through the week, just like this one here. So really no trades on USD CAD, but at the end of the day, guys, strong 4-hour, 1-hour uptrends. So until we get the break of the 1-hour uptrend, we need to continue to look for longs. But like I said, if we remove the 1-hour uptrend, we're probably headed down to daily demand where we can get a better buying opportunity. AUD USD forecast. The past week, the banks added 9.5 thousand longs and they also added 5,000 shorts. Very, very important thing has happened here in the Aussie US dollar, guys. Monthly demand, weekly demand, daily demand is in control right now. We're already starting to see a move up. Now, looking at we'll go down to the daily chart. We'll ignore the weekly for now. But, you know, I am expecting maybe a deeper pullback into the zone and then a move up. But at the end of the day, guys, I am going to continue to look for longs in this. Now, I actually had a funeral today, so I missed out on this entry here on the 1-hour chart. I pointed this out to the Diamond members last night as well, actually. Had a little bit of a confirmation zone here. Already seeing a move up from it. I'm kind of glad I didn't take it because I think we could actually push lower. But who knows? Maybe I missed out, but it's all good. I had a funeral. Nothing I could do. It's just the reality of trading, guys. But we removed this 1-hour supply. Left us with 1-hour demand here. But anyways, guys, as far as looking for longs going, now, if we can remove this supply, leaving us with a fresh 1-hour demand, that would be your potential trade in the Aussie US dollar. So that's pretty much it. The most conservative confirmation would be like this on a 4-hour chart. If we can remove this downward trend line and this selling here, something like that. If you're left with 4-hour demand here, that'd be your 4-hour confirmation, and that would hold more weight than the the H1 chart. So as far as the 4-hour chart, that's what I'd be looking for, that's what I would be looking for here to potentially look for longs. But at the end of the day, guys, weekly, monthly, and daily demands and control, we want to be looking for longs. There's really nothing else to it other than that, in my opinion. It does not mean we just buy. Obviously, we wait for the confirmation zones to take place, but we do not want to be shorting as we get down to these demand levels. Yes, obviously, I could be completely wrong. We could just break the lows here, continue the overall weekly downtrend, and I could be completely wrong. But you know what? I am certainly not shorting around weekly, monthly, daily demand. That's for sure. All right, guys, on to the USD Swiss. The past week, the banks, they added 750 longs, and they also added 1.7 thousand shorts. Weekly chart, we do have some sort of demand and control, so we are at the lows, guys. That's definitely something to consider. Looking at the daily chart, let's blow it up a little bit here. We are actually, we did break the downward trend line, but we are reacting off of daily supply. So I am kind of to see a small move down. We definitely could, but with the strength of the DXY, I think we could actually continue to blast through these two supply zones. So as far as trading it goes now, we have that 1 hour and 4-hour uptrend. So this was a trade here I pointed out to the members as well. I don't think I pointed this one out, but I'm actually expecting that zone to break. But as far as trading goes now, guys, we have 4-hour, 1-hour uptrends. We need to just be continuing to look for longs on day trading timeframes as long as this 4-hour trend is continued. If we actually break this 4-hour uptrend, leaving us with 4-hour supply, we could short that supply right here like that to the downside. And why could we do that? Well, because we have daily supply that's fresh, that is in control. That is why we could potentially short if we remove the 4-hour uptrend. But until then, we need to continue to day trade long, but with caution because of daily supply. So as long as the 4-hour, 1-hour trend are there, we need to continue to look for longs on day trading timeframes only. But remember, swing trading opportunities are potentially showing themselves if we can remove that 4-hour uptrend and 4-hour supply zone. All right, guys, on to crude oil. Last but not least, for full disclosure, I am long on crude oil. Just want to be completely upfront with that. I am long on crude oil. I've been bullish crude oil for a long time. The medium-term move I am expecting is up to $88 a barrel to this weekly supply. I'm not saying we're just going to go straight up from here. I do think it will be a struggle to get up to there, and here is why. If you look at a daily chart, we are kind of just, right now, we are just stuck between supply and demand. Now, obviously we're either going to break out to the upside or to the downside. My analysis shows with the higher time frame demand and control that we will be breaking to the upside. Obviously, I could be completely wrong, but based on my multiple time frame analysis, we need to be buying. Now, we are stuck on this supply right now. I was expecting this move down in oil. Unfortunately, it happened, but I was not surprised. But that's actually a good sign because this is proving to be supply now with a move like this. So if we can actually get this supply removed, leaving us with new demand on the daily chart, this could be a daily demand zone that we look to get in long at on oil to continue to add to our positions. So that's what I'd be waiting for on the daily chart for oil. Now, as far as some of the lower time frames go, the 4-hour chart, we actually have a good sign. We had 4-hour demand here that was react off of it once, twice. We are currently holding this demand. Not only that, but also the 4-hour uptrend as well. So that's a good sign for me in my position. So as long as we have this 4-hour uptrend, we need to continue to look for longs on oil. Now, on the 1-hour chart, there's a little bit of an issue here. We had 1-hour supply here. We had a pretty nice 1-hour uptrend, and then we actually broke the uptrend. Now we are going sideways on the 1-hour chart, which left us with this 1-hour supply at 72.98. We react off this supply, so if we remove this supply and if we're left with 1-hour demand here, that could be your potential trade off the 1-hour chart. So until this supply is removed, I would hold off on trading oil because we do not want to be getting in short, in my opinion. So we need to be strictly looking for longs, in my opinion. So with that being said, we need to wait for this 1-hour supply first before we just get in, before we start to get in long. And yes, this 1-hour supply is technically a 1-hour confirmation as we come off of this supply zone, right? On the daily chart, which a lot of you guys might be excited about. But remember, guys, weekly demand and higher time frame like a 3-month demand is in control, so we are actually expecting that bigger move up to $88 a barrel, but who knows. We definitely need to see this daily supply at 74.53 removed first before we can start to apply any more heavy capital. But as far as trading it goes now, guys, I have no issue. As long as we have a 4-hour uptrend and this 1-hour supply gets removed, I have no issue with continuing to day trade long on crude oil. I hope you guys found this weekly Forex forecast helpful. If it did, I would really appreciate a like and a subscribe if you are new to the channel. And as always, check out the YouTube and Patreon membership if you want to get my daily chart analysis and much, much more.